First of all, thank you for purchasing a Spectro Touch device. My name is Pierre Velarde, the creator of Spectro Touch. Now, the great news about this concept is that the device is so small that you can carry it everywhere and perform the act in many different ways. It's a pleasure to present you, my good friend Joao Miranda, for the explanation video.
Hi guys, João Miranda here. Thanks so much, Pierre, for the introduction to the explanation video. I'm really excited to show you an incredible version of the PK Touch, which actually Pierre produced for many years. I believe actually over 12 years now that he created for the first time this type of gimmick. And it's absolutely amazing. He won several prizes. And I really think it's one of the best PK touches available because you don't need any kind of special shares or very complicated or bulky gimmicks. It's something that we redesigned because Pierre original gimmick was not the one that you are going to see in a moment. We went into several designs until you will fully satisfied. For example, it allows you to have a programming delay, so you are hands-free when the touch in the spectator is done. We really think that Pierre did an amazing job because it's not a vibration what the spectator feels. It really looks like the spectator is being touched with the magician finger, and that's why his gimmick is really amazing, and I'm sure that you are going to enjoy. So now let's take, first of all, a closer look at what's inside your package. You got this beautiful package. Let's open it. And once you open it, we have, of course, the card with the video instructions. A little warning, please charge the batteries once you receive the unit. Otherwise, the mechanism could have some kind of delay. If the batteries are not fully charged, we strongly suggest you that to charge them before testing the gimmick out. It's very important because the batteries do not go charged. So it's important that you know that. And here is the remote. We'll go into further detail in just a moment. This is the main unit over here. It has a motor, okay, that turns sideways in order to touch the spectator, and double-sided tape here at the bottom, and a USB connector. So this is all the material that you got with your Spectro Touch. Now let's go into the charging and connecting part. I will explain you how this system works. So first things first, let me just turn this. It's very important that you charge. So you got your USB charger, okay? And you plug it in, just like this, and you plug it to the USB port. It can be, for example, on your computer, on in an outlet, okay? And the same thing to here. You also have a USB, and you plug it in, like so, and you connect it to the USB port. Once you turn the units on, and once you place the USB to your laptop, for example, what is going to happen is that you will see that the green LED starts fading in and fading out. That happens either on the remote and on the gimmick. You'll see the green LED fading in and fading out as long as it is charging. Once either the remote or the gimmick are fully charged, you will have a steady green LED. Once the LED is fixed, is permanent, fixed on green, that means that they are fully charged. Now I'm going to explain you how to turn the unit on. There is a small switch next to the USB port that you need to slide. So you just slide it to the side and that connects exactly like this. You will see the LED, okay? And the same thing to the remote. There is a little switch that is a very small switch. You need to push to the side and it will vibrate. And once both units are connected, you will see that the green LED from the gimmick disappeared and the remote now has a blue LED. This means that they are connected. So which means that if I push the button, you will see that the touch occurs. So if I do this, like this, you can see clearly that the touch occurs exactly at this time. And this is exactly what the spectator will feel, a small touch at the back, okay? So, if for example I turn my unit off, let's imagine that it's off, in a few moments you will see that the blue LED of my remote will turn, will vibrate, and will turn from blue to red, just like this. So this means that if you look at your pocket and you will see that your remote has a red LED, it means that it's not connected to the gimmick, okay? So now if I turn my gimmick on, you will see that now it's turned from red to blue and vibrated, so you know that both units are connected. Also, you can take a closer look and you will see that there is a small connector to the remote. This is an optional toe switch that is going to be sold at a later time. You don't need it, it's optional. It's just only if you want to activate the remote with your feet, but you don't need it at all. Because it has actually the gimmick as a programming mode. It's only if you really want to be with your hands like this, if you really want always to have your hands apart from your body, then yes, probably you might want the toe switch, but you don't need it. I'm going to show you now how to program this, and this is the best part. I'm absolutely in love with this, and I think that musicians will really love this part. And it's very, very useful. This is exactly how I use the gimmick. So let me turn this on, just like this. Okay, it's connected because it has the blue LED. And now what is going to happen is that I'm going to press the button for 3 seconds and then the remote will buzz. And then what is going to happen is that you will have a window of 10 seconds to program the delay that you wish. In this case, as a demonstration, I'm going to use, for example, 7 seconds delay. It's important to tell you that once you program the 7 seconds and when you push the button, the remote will vibrate 2 seconds before. So this is so that when it vibrates, you know that you have 2 seconds before the touch occurs to the spectator. I'm going to explain that now. So I'm going to push the button for a few seconds. Like this, 3 seconds. It's just vibrating. Now, if I want 7 seconds, I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I wait. It's just buzzed, so I don't have any more time to make my programming. Now, as I told you, the vibration warns you always 2 seconds before. In this case, I want 7 seconds of delay. So I push the button and 7 seconds later the touch will occur. However, the remote warns you 2 seconds before. So this means that at the 5 seconds mark it will vibrate, then 2 seconds later will vibrate again and the touch will occur. Let's go into that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Vibrated, and then 2 seconds later the touch occurs, which is very, very nice. So once again I will push, it will vibrate, and 2 seconds later it will occur. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it will move exactly. Once again I push, you will see it buzz, it will move, and then 2 seconds later again. And then okay, so this is very, very good. So if you want, for example, 10 seconds of delay, at the 8 seconds mark, it will warn you and it will vibrate. 2 seconds later will vibrate again. but that second buzz that you get is exactly when the gimmick touches the spectator, okay? If you want to come out of this mode, you just need to turn off the remote and turn it on again. It will not record the programming that you did. So if you want to go into normal mode, I turn it off, turn it on again, and then I can operate it as usual. So this is very, very important that you know. And we did these 2 seconds of delay because otherwise you will not have time, because some performers want to do this very slowly. And if the buzz occurred at the same time that the touch was given to the spectator, the magician will need to move his hand very, very fast. So since the gimmick in the programming mode vibrates 2 seconds before, it warns the performer, and I think it's really very important this way. And also, when the battery is fully charged, you can perform the effect for 8 hours in a row, which is a lot. Another great thing about the remote and the gimmick is that they will let you know when you need to charge them. If you see a blinking LED on either the gimmick or the remote, that means that the units need to be charged. So, if you see a green LED blinking on the remote, you need to charge it. And if you see a green LED blinking on the gimmick, that means that you need to charge it. There are several ways that you can attach your gimmick. So in this case, I will turn on everything. The remote is currently red because it's not connected to my unit. I'm going to turn it on and it turns blue. So I will just check if everything is working properly right now. Perfect, okay. Please allow some time before, you don't push it continuously. Okay, push 1, then wait at least 2 seconds and then push again. It's very important, okay? And never try this on a hard surface. Always use on a spectator or you can ruin your motor. So right now I'm going to remove the double-sided tape. You can actually use any double-sided tape. But make sure that the double-sided tape, because this has velvet all around so it's comfortable on your hand, make sure that when you place a new double-sided tape, you leave an edge all around this so that the glue never touches the velvet. It's very important that you always leave a little edge around. So I'm going to unpeel it so it's right now sticky, okay? And normally I place on my belt, but for explanation purposes, I'm going to place it right here in my shirt, okay? But normally I really place it, I'm going to place this so you can see a little bit better. I place it on my belt like this, okay? So nobody sees. So when I have the spectator, basically I cover the action. So what I simply do, I do this and then I'm going to palm just like so the device, okay? And I'm going to attach it on the spectator. So you should actually hold the gimmick just like this in your palm, okay? With this part, which is actually the one of the arm, pointing down. You can also place it like this, but I strongly suggest you to place it like this because the motor is making some way to the other end and it's more secure this way, okay? So always place it. Also, when you place it on the belt, you can place it like this. So when you unstick it from the belt, you are ready to stick it exactly like this on the spectator. So I'm going to place it at any place before. I'm going to show you in a few moments with the spectator, but for now, okay? So this is exactly the position. Of course, this will not be sticked at the middle of the back, but over here at the shoulder, at the back. But to explain you and show you exactly, normally you can place this, as you can see it's very, very easy to palm, you can place it, so when you touch your forehead, the spectator will lift his arm and at the same time you push the button here, so we are here and push. This is almost instant, as you can see. So right now we are going to explain you with a spectator exactly how to attach and how to operate the gimmick. So right now, I'm going to explain you how to attach the gimmick to the spectator. So once again, you must hold it exactly like this, in this position, right over here, okay? Like this in the palm of your hand. You can have the remote either, as I told you, on your hand, or you can use the programming delay. Of course, don't forget that if you use the programming, 2 seconds before the remote vibrates, and then 2 seconds later vibrates again, but when it vibrates the second time, it's when the touch is given to the spectator. So right now I'm going to explain you. Imagine that the audience is right there at the front of me right now, and I'm going basically to position the spectator. So I'm going to place for the time being the remote in my right pocket, like so. So I hold the gimmick like this, and I position the spectator, so I say, oh, please move a little bit to the side, and the spectator doesn't feel. If you hold this arm like this, and you are going to attach the gimmick in this area, avoid placing in the middle or at the lower part over here. Always place at the back of the shoulder, as I'm going to do right now. So I say something like, oh, please, just a little bit to the side. Perfect, thank you. And that's it, okay? The gimmick is attached. And if you use a brand new double-sided tape, a good one, in this case we use a 3M one, I promise, it's impossible that this will come out. You can stay like a lot of minutes doing the touch that this will not come out. So it's not a problem at all. Of course, you should also make sure that the spectator does not wear a very thick jacket, something like a shirt, like so. It's better because it's a very thin fabric and the touch is easily felt by the spectator. So, and that's it. In this case, I'm going to hold the remote in my hand, so the spectator really feels the touch, just like so. It really looks like a small tap. So that's it. Okay, so you can have this palm, and when you touch your forehead, for example, your thumb pushes the button at the same time, and you will see the spectator lift his hand. You do the whole routine. We are going in a few moments to go through all the routine that Pierre does professionally for many, many years now. But before that, I'm going to show you. So you do the whole routine, and in order to remove, it's very, very easy. You could say something, oh, thank you very much, and you can remove it. Or let's say that you say the spectator is in a hypnotic trance and you are going to remove him from the hypnotic trance. You do something on the forehead and they concentrate on that movement, and at the same time you remove the gimmick. So you do this like so, and that's it. And then you can easily place it in your pocket or attach it to your belt or simply ditch it anywhere else. It's very easy to palm, and that's it. This is the explanation from how to attach and how to remove the gimmick from your spectator. Right now, I will walk you through the whole routine that Pierre Villard does for many, many years. I'm going to show exactly, detail by detail, exactly what he is doing so that you have a better understanding. Because Pierre starts with a cigarette, as I'm going to show you in just a moment, and that part is amazing. It's a great, great start for the routine. Let's take a look at this now. Okay, so right now, as you can see, actually, Pierre has the gimmick in his left hand. As he's placing the spectator exactly on spot, is attaching, in this case, to his left shoulder. He's attaching the gimmick just like this. And that's it, okay? So then he's going to tell to the spectator that as soon as he feels a touch, I'll place this part a little bit forward. So first he asks the spectator to mimic his actions, okay? So that the spectator gets a little bit used to the type of movements that he's going to do during the course of the routine, okay? I think it's very, very magical. And okay, I think it also helps to set the mood to the events that are going to occur in a few moments. Okay.
En un momento voy a enviarte una señal.
And then you tell the spectator, please lift your hand when you feel a touch. So this is exactly, you lift your hand when you feel me touching you, okay? That's what he does. The first thing that he does, he asks actually the spectator to raise his right hand to the side as soon as he feels a touch. And that's exactly what the spectator does. Then he's going to make a cigarette appear, just like so. He's going to break it. This part really is one of my favorites, and it sets the whole routine. And he starts placing the interior of the cigarette to his hand and asks the spectator to answer, "Are you feeling me touching you?" And please move your head up and down if you feel the touch. And the spectator is moving his head, saying, "Yes, I felt the touch." And then I will pause for a second. Now what is going to happen in the next moment is that Pierre is going to pretend this is what you felt. Remember, the spectator is always with his eyes closed, okay? So he just did the touch, of course, and asked if he felt the touch. And yes, he felt, of course, he didn't felt the cigarette part going to his hand. But now, what is going to happen, as you will see, he is pretending to place the beads into his hand, but actually he's not doing absolutely anything at all, okay? He's not doing anything. But then he asks the spectator, "This is what you felt?" And then he pushes the remote once again. Pierre uses like this, pretends to place in the spectator's hand, and then "This is what you felt," and the spectator says once again, "Yes, this is what I felt." So this is, let me pause for a second, this is the first part. He's using the gimmick in an unusual way, which is very, very good. I love this part. It sets the mood to the whole routine. Then he places the arm down and a music starts. And this is very magical because Pierre does this for so many years now, and he does it so well, and it's very, very slow. He does it very, very slowly, as you can see. And he says, once again, once you feel a touch, raise your right arm to the level of your shoulder. So it's just like this. Don't forget, the spectator, it's important that he is with his eyes closed to ensure that he's concentrated, and as soon as he feels the touch, he's going to lift his arm. Okay? So Pierre activates, and the spectator, once again, lifts the arm and then places it down. Then he's going to touch his shin, and once again the spectator lifts the arm. He does this many, many times. I think the total of 5 times, and I'll push this a little bit to the front, okay? And then he asks the spectator to sit, and he has actually a follow spot at the side of the stage in diagonal, okay? So the hand goes to the spectator body and transmits, of course, to a shadow which is at the back wall of the stage. And this is really, really a great climax, a great finish to this routine, because the spectators are only looking at the shadow and they clearly understand that the performer does not touch the spectator at all. And I think this is the perfect finish to this amazing routine. And once again, Mario does this very slowly, and I think the slower you go, the better. It's important that you do not try to rush the routine at all. And this way, if you do it slowly, if you do it in a very steady way, I think that the magic is much, much stronger. Once again, Pierre is looking at the shadow. He'll move very slowly to the spectator and push the remote button. and the spectator will, of course, lift from the chair. And as you can see, the reactions are absolutely amazing. Then he turns around and then he's simply, as he walks the spectator off the stage, he does a little move and simply attaches it and places it inside his pocket. And that's it. This is the Spectro Touch gimmick. I'm sure you have a lot of fun. Please practice, because you need to practice with the music, the pacing. You must do it slowly. Find out by yourself if you prefer to have the remote in your pocket and use the timer, or prefer to have it palmed, or if you want later on, as I told you, it's an option. You don't need, but it's an optional thing that you can have, which is a toe switch, which can connect to the unit. You can also use that way. I prefer the pocket with the programming because you are free, because you simply do a light touch and then the touch occurs to the spectator, but you should really practice to make sure that you do, of these gimmicks, create an amazing routine. I'm João Miranda, thank you very much for your time, and see you next time. Also, don't forget, if you want to have any more questions, if you want to share ideas, please join me at my Facebook group. Please search on Facebook for João Miranda Secret Magic Group, and you will see certainly a lot of comments and a lot of great ideas using this device. Bye guys, see you next time.